You guys still here with me? All right, is anybody getting that better? Okay, now Brenda's seeing it. Are you there, Marlon?
I'm here. Can you see me?
Can everybody else see now? Not sure.
Said Brenda says she can see.
Right, Kelly, are you seeing it now? I know you were saying you couldn't see earlier. All right, who else we got on here? Tanisha, Eric, anybody? Can you guys see? Everybody see? This is good stuff, Marlon.
I appreciate it.
It's amazing, like just thinking about it, because it's so true. You know, when I come up onto social media and I'm watching someone or I run into someone and I see that they wrote a book, I'm always like, what? Who is this person? You know, like I investigate them a little bit more, just knowing, you know, that they wrote a book.
Right.
Perfect. All right. I think everybody can see.
All right, cool.
Now,
so you want me to start over or you want me to keep going?
Everybody, how was it? Did you hear the beginning about the writing of the book and all that? I don't know. Okay. No. No, you didn't hear the beginning?
So
yeah, and the fact that like the relationship that you build through a book is just amazing too. You know, when you read a book or even, you know, turn it into an audio, right, on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, you can. You can turn your book into a podcast, like, you know, iTunes podcast or what have you. You can put your book on audio, an audio book. I think SoundCloud will allow you to do. Your SoundCloud is a great place to do that as well. But yeah, the connections you make by having a book is amazing. And that's one thing I learned about having a book is that the number one thing was setting yourself apart. I like the glamorized business card, and setting yourself apart were the two things I picked up on in writing a book. And then my 9-year-old daughter, you know, starting to write her book. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but it's just amazing to see her starting to write her own book as well, because I was so excited about the event. She was one of the only ones who asked me about what happened. You know, I have an older daughter. She's 13. You know, she's smart, but you know, she's 13 now, and all she cares about is her stupid friends and their stupid Instagram.
Instagram's not stupid.
I know it's not stupid, but
I make a lot of money over on Instagram.
yeah, we all do, but you know what I mean.
No, I know, I get it. It's funny because all the kids are over there. It's crazy.
Yeah, so she always
Facebook's for the old folks now.
Yeah, she always worried about what her friends think. I'm like, leave your stupid friends alone. But
okay, so we got a few people that said that they didn't hear or see anything from the beginning. So if you just want to, if you have time, if you could just hash over that real fast and go over what you talked about from the beginning.
Okay. Well, real quick, everybody, I went to an event last weekend, in regards to one of my mentors. Her name is Taria Avant. You can find her on Instagram, and you can find her on Facebook. And she did an event. They're talking, you know, this is all about, you know, extra streams of income. She talked about writing a book, public speaking. There were other, you know, it was mainly women there, and it was all about hair and stuff like that and glamorous. And I left before the glitter stuff started falling. But anyway, so I'm here sharing with you all about the book writing part. You know, why you want to write a book, because I know a lot of people a lot of people in there were in there like, well, I don't know what to write about. I can't write a book. But we all have things that we can write about that we've gone through that is going to be able to help somebody. Somebody out there is going to read your book and say, okay, I went through that. They're going to make that connection with you. So the things I went over is that what writing a book does for you. Number one, it opens doors. Okay, writing a book opens doors for you because one of the things that when it comes to business owners and entrepreneurs is really explaining to people what it is that you do. That's one of the most challenging things to convey your point. So when somebody asks you what you do and you say, I'm an author, well, immediately their ears perk up because being an author is something that's very credible. Because most people, like I said before, most people don't think they can write a book or don't know how to write a book. So when you tell somebody I'm an author, they know that you've taken the time, you've at least done some research to put words together in a book, get it put together, and now it's here. So then they can ask you, well, what do you write about? And then when they ask you what you write about, then you can tell them what it is that you do, but that's what you write about, okay? So what you write about is what you do. Well, I teach people how to, get more leads and prospects for their business. I teach people how to become financially independent. I teach people how to save people money on taxes or whatever it is that you do is in your book. And then they can say, wow, well, do you have a book on you? Okay. And so what it does, it opens doors for you. Number two, people love to hire authors, all right, because authors have a lot of credibility, and the people that hire authors to come speak and talk about, whatever that topic is, it brings credibility to the person that hired the author, all right, because they're like, okay, well, when is author's next book? When are you having another event? Because whatever that person hired the author, their event about, it coincides with what that event is, what that author's speaking about. And it brings credibility to both parties, not only to the author, but to the person that hired the author, okay? Number three, the book leaves a legacy, all right? Because years down the line, somebody can find your book online. They can find your book on the shelf. They can find your book, I found so many great books at halfpricebooks.com. I saw so many books at this huge old bookstore on the east side of Columbus, out of an area called North Druid Hills. And you can go in and find some awesome stuff, just books that people wrote. And I picked up some great books out of there. So I'm not saying that your book would end up there, but there are many times people find books just out of, just curiosity, doing a search or what have you. So it leaves a legacy, not just for you, but also for your family. And it's something that, you can rub off on your children, just like I showed you my 9-year-old writing her book. Another thing a book does is that it acts as a glamorized business card. All right, when you meet someone, when you exchange information, when they give you their business card, you can hand them a book. All right, and the story I told before was that my mentor, Miss Taria Vaughn, she was out somewhere at a restaurant. She was on the phone talking to someone. When she got off the phone, the gentleman that was sitting near her was a billionaire, and he asked her, "What do you do?" And she told him, "I'm an author." And he asked her, "What do you write about?" And she told him what she writes, her success tips. And what she did was she gave him a book, okay? Now, a little time later, he contacted her to come to one of his events to speak. All right, this is a billionaire she was able to connect with because she had a book, because people are more likely to keep the book than they are the business card. And like Samantha said, they're more likely to go back, maybe they get a chance to read it and go back and read it later, find out there's a lot of value in that book. All right, so the connection there is even more strong with the individual that you gave the book to. Now, most people won't read the book. Okay, most people won't read your book, but because that you have a book, they can go back and read it later, or it's just a great way to connect with individuals. All right. Now, books also act as an additional income source because, excuse me, not only can you give the book away, you can also sell the book. All right, you can sell the book. You can put your book on Amazon. You can put your book on eBay. But the best place to do it is Amazon. Amazon, you can put your book on Amazon, and there's all kind of ways that Amazon will show you how to have your book online. Well, Amazon will market your book for you. I forgot to add that before. Amazon will market your book for you. You send so many books to Amazon, and you send I think a box or two of books to Amazon, and they will sell and market your book for you. and you all work out the logistics as far as how much Amazon gets and what your profit will be. And I was like, this is crazy. Amazon will sell your book for you, okay? In a certain category, whatever your topic and book falls into. All right, and then the final thing is that for those of you who are in network marketing or doing business from home, what this book does, it sets you apart from other network marketers, okay? Because one of the things that is really challenging for a lot of us network marketers to get past is the skepticism of people. I mentioned before, you can have, money, following you around all the time, and while you drive your Lamborghini on a helicopter, people will still believe that they will still be skeptical. All right, I'll never forget this one time when I was doing well in network marketing. I bought my first luxury car. All right, it was a Mercedes-Benz S600. Remember when the B12s first came out? And I pulled up on the scene like with the big Cadillac steering wheel and parked in the front of the. And I jumped out. They was like, "Is that Marlon?" And they was like, "Oh my gosh, is that business thing really working?" And I was like, "Yes, it's really working." And I invited everybody there that was glamorized, and one person showed up to the event. He said, "Oh man, I need to get and do what you're doing." One person. I mean, it was like tens of people out there, and one person showed up at the event. So, just as you know, people are still skeptical. But what the book does, the book sets you apart. It sets you apart from other network marketers, because when you say, "Hey, I'm an author, I wrote a book," like you said, Samantha, before, you're like, "Okay, what did you write about?" Because sometimes in the book, a lot of people think that's what the secrets are, right? Well, they put the secrets in the book, and so you're like flipping through the page trying to find the secrets, and before you know it, you've gotten all the value, and before you know it, you're in their business and like, how the hell did I end up here, right? So, so the book sets you apart from other network marketers. Okay, so those are some of the like I said, the intangibles that of course of writing a book. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over some things of how to put the book together. All right, you want to have no more than 100 pages in your book. All right, 100 pages is the magic number. All right, no more than 100 pages you want to have in your book. Any more than that, you'll lose people. I've only read one really big old thick book once in my life, and that was The Millionaire Mind. And it took me 1,000,000 years to read it because it was so thick. I was so intimidated by it. Every time I picked it up, I only read one letter because it was so thick. I said, this book, I don't know if you ever read that book. It's thick. So, but anything more than 100 pages, people get intimidated. Okay, so you want to keep it at 100 pages. Okay. Now, how you break the book down is, well, first of all, you want to have 7 to 10 chapters in your book. 7 to 10 chapters in your book. Okay. And then that's divided up between the 100 pages. So we're looking at what, like maybe 10 pages a chapter. And what it does is what this does, it makes it an easy read for individuals. I know, because when you're writing your own book, sometimes you run out of stuff to say. I know what happens. All right, you kind of like, okay, what do I say now? But keeping at 100 pages and 7 to 10 chapters, you say, okay, well, I have like just a little over 10 pages per chapter, and you can fit some great information in 10 pages. It keeps it short. It keeps the reader want to keep reading and wants them to keep going. All right, so 7 to 10 chapters in your book. Okay, and okay, now here's how you break them down. The first thing you want to do is figure out what your chapters are going to be. I'm going to start over here. Figure out the topic of your chapters. All right, so whatever it is that you write about, what are your topics going to be? Okay, so like, I'm going to just give you some examples in my book. Okay, I'm about to give y'all some stuff I shouldn't be giving y'all, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. All right, so like in my book, I got stuff all over the place. How do I write this down? Is it in the back? Should be in the front. So I'm gonna give you some. Oh, here we go. All right. So some chapters I have in my book are debt, emergency fund, credit, mindset, taxes, extra income, home-based business, retirement investments. All right. I have those are my 10 chapters. So I figured out the chapters first. Okay. So you want to figure out what are your topics going to be that you're going to write about. Okay. Then the next thing you want to do is break those down into sub-chapters. Okay, sub-chapters. All right, now you don't have to have other chapters. It's just, you have like, you may have debt, and then within that chapter, you may have, another subtopic, how people got into debt, or how we got, how much we get into debt, or what causes debt, like a sub-chapter. Okay? And then you want to have a statement. Okay, you want to have a statement. And a statement could be, a statement could be, let's see, a statement could be something, I'm thinking of something you could say for debt. The example she had here was, change begins with you. Or you could say, getting out of debt starts with you. All right. Or getting out of debt starts with a mindset change. Or getting out of debt starts with getting help. It's a statement. Okay. And then with that statement, you want to have a question. All right. How to get out of debt. How getting out of debt starts with you. How getting out of debt starts with your mindset. You want to have a question. And then in that chapter, you want to answer the question. Okay? So you start with a chapter, debt. You have a sub-chapter. All right? How people get into debt, or, things that cause debt, something like that. You want to have a statement. All right? Getting out of debt starts with you. You will have the question, how to get out of debt starts with you. And then you want to answer the question in the chapter. So every chapter you want to have this format right here. Okay? Every chapter you want to have this format. All right, so chapters, sub-chapters, statement, question, then answer the question. All right? Everybody see that? Cool. Now, in the middle of the book, do you have all this, Samantha?
Yep.
Okay. Now, in the middle of the book, all right, somewhere right in the middle of the book, okay, you want to have a gripping story. Okay, you want to have a story that tugs on the heartstrings in the middle of your book, okay? One thing that Mr. Riavon had, she had this story called the teacup story. All right, and it was so touching, man. I was in there like, hold back the tears, right? So it was a great little story about a teacup, and the reason you want to have this story in there is because within the information, it kind of breaks up the monotony. All right, it kind of breaks up the monotony, and then it's also a great story it's also great to have in there. So when you're having book readings, this is another great way to sell your book. Is at book readings, you can read this story out of your book. Okay, so and you can find stories like this anywhere. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard a lot of stories. I had a story called the bamboo story, a story about the bamboo. You got the teacup story. There's a story about oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of other stories I've heard that people have told, and you're just sitting on the edge of your seat waiting what happens at the end. But there's a lot of stories out there, so you want to have this like right in the middle of the book, like right after chapter 5, before chapter 6, or if you have seven chapters, right after chapter 3, before we go into chapter 4. And then when you're looking to sell your book, you can say, hey, well, let me read something from my book, and you can read the story. All right, or you can have a story in here about somebody. Okay, so but that's a great way to sell your book. And the reason that story's in there mainly to sell your book, but it also breaks up the monotony of the value of the information that you're giving as well too. Okay, I think that's it. Now, to get your book made, if you want your book made, you're gonna have to find in your area, or you can use the ones that that she uses here locally in Atlanta. Because to make a book, surprisingly, it only costs like $3 to $5 to get the book made. I'm talking about the cover, all the words on the page to put together. It only costs like $3 to $5.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't cost that much. A lot of people, that's what these reasons, another reason people don't write books. Oh, it's gonna cost me $1 million to write one book. No, it doesn't. Okay, to get that book put together, I think the place that she used, they charge her $4 a book.
Wow.
$4 a book to put it all together. Of course, she had to design the cover, but to put the book together, the pages, the chapters, $4 a book. Now, of course, you have to do this in bulk. I think she said you have to do like 100 at a time. But yeah, they will make books for you, $4 a book. And so when you're pre-selling the book, oh, here's another thing I want to share with you. Here's another way to pre-sell your book. Okay, you can pre-sell your book, and when you're pre-selling your book, if somebody buys your book, the pre-sold, and this is before you write the book, you can sell it for $10, $20. Let's say that somebody gets your book for $10, and you know it's going to cost $4 to make your book. Well, you just made a $6 profit. Okay, but you can mention that person in your book. All right, so let's say Samantha pre-buys my book, and I can put Samantha in the book and say on the thank you page, and Samantha's name will be in there, and I could either decide to put her email address or her website on there to say, hey, if you want to contact Samantha, see more about what she does, her website's in the book. So anybody I give the book to or sell the book to, Samantha now has what? For $10, she got stupid advertising. All right.
Come in.
So she got crazy advertising now because she spent $10 on a book. Now Marlon can give away 1,000 because Marlon's trying to get his name out there. Marlon can give away 1,000. He could sell 1,000. But guess what? Samantha's in the book. And out of 1,000 people, 20 people are back. Well, who's Samantha? Let me click on this. Let me go to this website, and boom, Samantha comes up, and she may have 2 or 3 people who decide to get MLSP from her because she made a $10 investment in somebody else's book. Wow. Another thing you can do is that you can have people contribute to the book. You may have a chapter about lead generation. And if I have a chapter about lead generation, I can call Samantha and say, hey, Samantha, I'm doing a chapter on lead generation. Do you want to write this chapter? And she can write the chapter. And at the end of that chapter, I can have a whole page with Samantha's picture, a whole write-up on her, all her links, any way to contact her and say, if you want to know about lead generation, go see Samantha S. Walls. And Samantha spends $50 for that. All right, but guess what? It costs you $4 to make the book. Samantha spent $50 one time to get inside the book, to have a whole chapter written by her, and at the end of that chapter, all her information. And they said, well, hey, if I want to do lead generation, I need to contact Samantha. Not Marlon, Samantha. She spent $50 for a whole chapter write-up and her blurb on the book.
Wow, that's an awesome idea.
All right, so right now I've had, nice catch, Marlon.
Why are you dropping us, man?
I know, there we go. So right now I've had 4 people who are contributing to the book for certain chapters, and they're going to write the whole chapter, and I'm going to have their whole page blurb on what they do in that book for the book I'm writing. So it's just another way to make profit on your book because it still only costs you what, $4 to make the book, and you just made a $46 profit, but that person is now in a book. And how long are you gonna be selling this book? Forever. It's gonna be on Amazon. You're gonna be giving it away. Especially in the first year, you're gonna be like, here, and they're gonna, not everybody's gonna read it, but people who do. Chapter 3, lead generation, written by Samantha S. Walls. Well, I need to find Samantha because I need some leads.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, technically, you could get like the whole first part of the book paid for by getting a few people, a few leaders to get inside of there.
Period.
Plus, oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yep. So, but that's another way. Then also people, they just want to pre-order the book. They can do that, $10 or what have you, and then they could just be on the mention page. I want to thank Samantha. I want to thank, Brenda. I want to thank Tanisha. I want to thank Kelly. I want to thank, Ryan, what have you. And then, you can have either the email address or way to contact, or just to say thank you. And they're mentioned in the book. And then you can use that for advertising too. You can say, hey, I'm in a book. All right. You have somebody, even if you didn't write a book, guess what? Or if that person didn't write the book, they can say, I'm in a book. I'm mentioned right here. That's my name right there. I'm in this book. I'm all over the country. I'm all over the world. And they'll be like, oh, wow, yeah. Well, what did you do? And they're going to be thinking, what did you do to get in this book? All right. What kind of individual are you to have somebody put you in this book? So if somebody contributes to your book, let's say if it's your team, they can use that to market. Hey, I'm in a book. And but what book are you in? Well, I'm in this book right here. Well, what did you do well enough to have somebody have you in their book?
Bonuses. I mean, like when you do bonuses and things like that, I mean, if you're in the book or if you wrote the book or whatever, you can start tagging those in for bonuses.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Amazing. So I was like, wow, this is crazy. But these are things that people, they just don't know. One thing Ray Higgins said, he said, out-teach your competition. And I never forgot that. When Sites was coming out, I was on that webinar tough. I locked the family in the closet, like, y'all shut up. But that's the one thing I took away from that. He said, out-teach your competition, because there's a lot of people out there who aren't, like when they say there's no traffic at the extra mile. And so writing a book is the extra mile. And, whether you feel it's like a great bestseller, doesn't matter. It's what the book is. It's the connections the book does for you. All right. It's the connect, you can give it away. You can say, hey, I'm an author. What do you write about? Well, I write about lead generation and show people how they can make money from home, how to retire early. Oh my gosh. Do you have a book on you? I like to buy your book. And you can have one right here. Here's one right here. And you sign it, and you can sign it, and how much? $10. And the good thing about it is that whatever have the price of the book on the back. Have the price of the book on the back, and the book, the price can be. She said, always have the price higher than what you're going to sell. So the price on the back of the book could say $24.99, but you sold it to them for $10. And man, I got this book for $10. But guess what? They didn't know that it cost you $4 to make the book, so they still made a profit. You still make a profit. You made a $6 profit selling your $25 book for $10. You have a connection with somebody. You can follow with and say, hey, if you get a chance to what you think of the book? And if they have a chance to read it, it can incline them to read it. Or they start reading, I love the information. Oh my gosh. And that's another connection that you have with somebody to further that, to build that relationship.
Yeah, or even, if somebody comes to you asking about taxes or whatever, you could be like, it's chapter 4 in my book.
It's in my book.
I got it for you. It's like selling your business card, like you said.
Yeah, it's in my book. What do you know about this? Well, I got a book on it. Because I ask some people right now, some of my friends ask me, Marlon, I see you online talking about taxes and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, I'm writing a book about it. They was like, really? What can I get the book? Well, if you go here and pre-order it, when they come out, you'll be the first to get it. And I had like 5 people pre-order the book.
Wow. Okay, so tell us where we pre-order and all that good stuff, how we find you.
Okay. You can, hold on. Now I got to type. I got to put it back on my keyboard.
Then you're going to have to write a book about writing a book.
Now, see? Don't. Now I'm going to steal that. That'd be awesome though, right?
I know.
What is my blog?
Does anyone, if you have any questions for Marlon, throw them in the chat real fast. If he's got some time, he'll answer whatever questions everybody's got.
Mm-hmm.
this has just been amazing. It's like I said before, I know we had a little bit of technical issues, but I had said before that, you know, when I'm on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and I'm searching around and I run across somebody, if I see like author of, or, you know, maker of some course, it's always more intriguing for me, because I'm like, well, who are they? You know, where do they come from? Anything like that, you know? So it's definitely something amazing to have on your platform for you.
Yes, it is. I mean, it absolutely. I mean, I have it like right at the top of my sites blog, and I've gotten a couple of people, you know, who pre-ordered or, you know, asked questions about it from my sites blog, and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, for those of you who are new here or have not heard about sites and are a little confused of what we're talking about when we talk about sites, MLSP has a ton of different tools, but just more recently in November, they came out with Sites, which is a blog hosted by MLSP through WordPress. The most amazing thing about Sites is, one, it's included in your membership. And you can also be an affiliate through MLSP and make money as well to cover that membership. But MLSP has put in all the SEO and plugins that you ever need. So if you were to start your own blog through GoDaddy or HostGator or whatever and go through WordPress, WordPress would charge you a lot of money for what MLSP is paying for you to have with your membership. So that's what Sites is. It gets you up and running, makes you look more like the leader, just like, you know, branding yourself and things like that. So if you have any questions on that, of course, you can talk to any of us about MLSP as well.
Yeah, I'm looking for the, I want to take you all directly to the site so they don't have to like register and everything, because I have it set to like a whole funnel. But I'm getting that pulled up right now for you all. So, but I hope this is valuable to people. This is, you know, anybody who writes the book can definitely, you know, kind of brand. It helps with branding as well too. You know, branding yourself. I know it's one thing that we talk big about in, you know, providing value for people is being able to brand yourself, you know, out there as, you know, as a person of authority, and that's hold on, there we go. That's what that's really, really, really important, is branding yourself. So it's nothing hard. I mean, a lot of us, we have things that we've been doing for years, or even just for a short period of time. But if you know enough about it, that you can break it up into, you know, a 10-page, you know, 10-chapter book. It doesn't even have to be 10 chapters. It can be 7 chapters. But just having the book in hand is something that's it's something that's definitely amazing. Hold on, is this it? Is it the 50%? Yeah, I went to Wix and made this site. There we go. Okay, here we go. Whoop. And so they can go here to pre-order. Pre-order. There we go. So I put the link up.
And Marlon, will you send me this link through Facebook too, so I can put it on YouTube as well when I post this?
Okay.
So that people can click on the YouTube recording.
You want me to send it to you in a message?
Yeah, because they on the YouTube recording they won't get the chat part, so I'll be able to put it into the description so that we can get some pre-sales. This has been absolutely amazing, Marlon. Thank you so much for coming out and sharing this. You've made book writing seem a lot more easy, I guess you could say. You know, I mean, like, you know, before it would be like, for me, I'd be like, book writing? I mean, if you know my history, I'm not very good writer or speller or anything like that. So for me, like, that's like the scariest thing ever. And now, like, just sitting back and looking at this, I'm like, oh my God, I'm already got like chapters, mindset, but branding, you know, I mean, like all these things are coming to my, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And I was the same exact way. I was like, write a book. And then immediately I was like, oh man, I've done this, I've done this. Like, okay, now I can break it down. And that is That's the amazing part when you finally kind of like, okay, I can do this.
And then, I mean, you could literally take this book, so you've actually written your course or whatever, and then you could sell it as a course and do the webinar courses throughout it, and then throw it in as a bonus at the end of the I mean, it's just crazy.
Yep. How to write a book. Oh man.
I know. You're gonna already have like all these books ready to go.
Yeah, I'm about to do that right now. Hold on.
It is. You've got it right there, man.
I'm about to put it together right now. So this is amazing. Hold on. Let me. Here we go. Pre-order. All right. So there we go.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming out on Tipsy Tuesday. We always love having you. If you guys have not seen Marlon on Tipsy Tuesday before, he did go over taxes and how to pay for your business through taxes and things like that, and write-offs and all that good stuff. So if you go to youtube.com/Sammy S. Wall, that's SAMMYSWALL. You can check out his recording of Tipsy Tuesday on taxes as well. It's also on that channel. So he always brings us great value. Thank you so much, Marlon. And Marlon's big over on Periscope. So let everybody know what your Periscope is so they can come over there and start getting some value from you over there.
It's True Biz Success. It's TRUBIZZSUCCESS. True Biz. TRUBIZ Success. True Biz Success.
Perfect. Get over there, jump on, start watching him on Periscope, and he brings value everywhere he goes, man. And I saw you live on Facebook today, and if you didn't see that recording, you can go to my Facebook page as well. I have it posted up there. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well. Thank you for having me on here, and I really appreciate all the value that you bring as well too. I'm to this day I'm still sending Facebook video messages, and I'm cleaning up, man. I've never done this ever in my network marketing business. I have personally recruited 106 people into this new company. I've been in network marketing 14 years. I've never done this, but just connected to people, and then, through Facebook with that Facebook message, and then they connect with me, then I send them value, and it's crazy. I still do that to this day. To this day, I still do it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, you can find that on YouTube as well. We talk about Facebook messaging and how to do that. It's definitely a great way to get in contact with people and things like that. And if you're not friends with Marlon on Facebook, get over there. Definitely send him a message saying that you found him through Tipsy Tuesday, so that he can, I'm sure he goes through a lot of friends. So he's also starting some pretty exciting stuff. So get in contact with him and ask him what all is happening on his end of his business as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, Marlon, we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for coming out. Everybody, thank you. Have a wonderful Tipsy Tuesday. I'm going to go out in the snow for a little bit and maybe build a snowman.
Yeah, I'm going to go out in the sun and have some iced tea.
Yeah, I should actually get on a plane and come down and see you.
All right.
All right, bye, guys.